Hart pushes out to Shannon. Fakes a three. Sidestep. Another three-pointer. Puts it in. Knicks are red hot once again. Mobley had a good start. They need him to stay consistent. Lost the ball. Alvarado picks it up. Races up the floor. And it's up to a 22-point lead. Mitchell against McBride. Knocked away by Karl Anthony Towns. Alvarado tries a three. Towns on the flush. It's another Knick avalanche display. And Anunoby drives, poked away. Hart picks it up. Brunson sets up, three-pointer. And Anunoby with the follow. A chance of let's go Knicks. It's over. Believe it, Knick fans, for the first time in 27 years, the New York Knicks are going to the NBA Finals. The dream season continues. And hopes of ending a decades-long championship drought are very much alive.
This is Rafiq Luzon, and you are tuned in to Nothing But That Sports Talk.
We are in the NBA Finals. New York is in the NBA Finals. Rafiq Luzon, Haron, H20, Hargrave. Welcome to the show once again. We are in the NBA Finals.
Rafiq, what's going on? We here, man. We here. Orange and blue skies, baby. Orange and blue skies, man.
Fresh up, sweeping the Cavaliers.
What the kids say, belt to ass?
No, we can't say down the air, but
okay.
Sweep City in second round in conference finals after being down 2-1 against Atlanta Hawks. Man, ain't nothing more to talk about. We ready for whoever comes out of the Western Conference Finals. I mean, I know we had this off the air, but what do you think? What are your overall thoughts on once again witnessing the first NBA Finals run since 1999?
I think it's a phenomenal run, and it's a historical run, not just me saying it. The numbers that came out, and it's saying that this 11-game stretch is the most dominant stretch, and not just playoff history, but NBA history, as far as margin of victory, things of that nature. And the Knicks are, from playing basketball, there's a camaraderie that you have when you're playing on a certain team or things of that nature, and they just got it right now. And this is, it's total domination right now. And I believe that the Knicks, they get it. They care for one another. They want to continue to build, and they have that trust in their teammates and their coach. More importantly, the coach has that trust in them, and that trickles down to everything else that happens.
Yeah, it really did. The ball is just moving so well, and then whenever it's almost like picking up $100 bills. When these guys have a chance to pick up $100 bill that's literally flown right past them through the wind, they just pick it up and just keep going with it. That's what the Knicks do. They really love forcing the turnovers and scoring in transition.
Yeah. It's a beautiful thing to watch. Team basketball, like I've never seen a Knicks team play this well. Like in all of my years of watching the Knicks, I've never seen the Knicks team share the ball as much with having a superstar or star and Jalen Brunson. I've just never seen a team care for one another that much, and I think that's predicated to them having played in college together too. The nucleus, the core, Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart, and Jalen Brunson. That brings camaraderie. So a quarter of the team has played college ball together on the same, and now they're on the same NBA team. That's kind of unheard of as well. So I think consistency and a camaraderie over talent sometimes, that kind of allows teams like the Knicks to be where they're at right now.
Yeah. And look at the point differential, 271-point differential. That's literally higher than the 2017 NBA champion Golden State Warriors, 2001 Los Angeles Lakers. I mean, even the New Jersey Nets had a run like this, but obviously they couldn't get the job done when they went Duncan on David Robinson. And obviously that was David Robinson's last championship before he retired. But all that aside to the point, this is incredible. The Knicks have really listened to the doubters and woken up for the ground up.
Yeah. Nah, it's can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
It's it's monumental. Hold on. Somebody calling me just now. My bad. Let me put this on. Do not disturb. It's monumental. It's a run for the ages. This is history right now. This has never been done before. So you may be watching it and kind of trying to compare it to something. You can't compare it to anything. It's something that's never happened before. So there's no comparison there. The Knicks, what they're doing right now is next level. And I believe whoever comes out of the West has to play against us. Like they have to come and play New York Knicks basketball. They're gonna have to beat us. You know what I mean? So in the way that we're playing this is, you know, I, we should. We're right there. I believe that we're gonna get this championship, and the way these guys are playing, they might sweep them in the finals.
Yeah, they really might. It usually
They,
depends.
they might
It's
they might
literally
sweep
depend on the
whoever comes
opponent.
out.
It's literally depend on the opponent. I mean, the Thunder are 3 games to 2 after decimating the San Antonio Spurs in Game 5, and they have a chance to close out Thursday. But that's besides the point. If it ends up being Oklahoma State Thunder, you think the Knicks would the championship to win the championship would be greater than what would have been if it was San Antonio?
I mean, both teams have their great players. They have SGA over there in Oklahoma City, and you got Wemby, the most dominant player in the game that I think the NBA has ever seen. They've never seen. I mean, you had Shaquille O'Neal, but he had a lot of flaws to his game. He couldn't make free throws. Wasn't really that good at passing, and he blocked shots, but I don't think defense was his best thing. He was just bigger than everybody else. Wemby's a defensive stopper. Uh, the youngest ever defensive player of the year. He took the Spurs from literally doing nothing to few games away, 2 games away from going to the NBA Finals. And he just got here. Was it year 3 for him? This dude is phenomenal. So I would say one of the most dominant players to ever play the game of basketball, and he's doing it with ease. So it's like pick your poison when it comes down to that. But I think that Wemby would have a hard time, uh, having to defend Cat because Cat will bring him out, and Wemby have to, move from the basket. So I think him playing against Wemby would help us a lot too because it goes on both sides. And then we got Mitchell Robinson, and, all the other bigs, Huck Porty and things that can use their fouls against Wemby, get them frustrated, things of that nature. And then we also have the offensive player like a Cat who can do what he does offensively. And then you got OG. OG might guard him, and so and then for Oklahoma City. I know people were saying they rather play the Spurs. I'd rather play OKC.
You
I'd
got to play
rather play
OKC.
OKC. I'd rather play OKC. Uh, either two because I feel like the Spurs they're so young, they're athletic. They got the Spurs are a really good team, man. OKC is a little more of they're a little more seasoned team. They won last year and everything like that, but they did beat Indiana. Right? They beat the Pacers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pacers were decent. The Pacers shouldn't have been there. Knicks should have been there last year as well, too. If we had the same coach, if we had Mike Brown coaching us last year, we would have been there. We would have been there last year as well, too. Would have made those in game adjustments. It's like we didn't make that adjustment. We made that in game adjustment on game 4 against Atlanta, the Atlanta series. We made that game 4 on the fly, and we see what it did for us. Thibodeau was unable to make any in-game adjustments. He was not able to make any in-season adjustments. So I think that Mike Brown being able to be innovative and creative and do what he's doing, and his team, his assistants, we were able to do something that we could have done last year, but Thibodeau was unable to do what he had to do. So this Mike Brown uh, coaching situation is really, really looking that much better, more and more each day, right? There was some questions about it before. Wavy, what's up? There was some questions about it before, but I think like even this, I've been saying this recently. This is how like when Mark Jackson got the Golden State Warriors to a certain point, and then they hired Steve Kerr, and Steve Kerr took him and got him over the hump. So I feel like Thibodeau got the Knicks to this certain point. Mike Brown came in, and he's going to take him over to the promised land. So
yeah, I feel like this is the year to do it. What do you think, Ryan Walker, as you told me on the show? Because, man, all we can think about is 27 years of not making it to the NBA Finals, and we finally get the opportunity.
What's the question per se? I ear hustled it, but to see what kind of get what H was saying with it. But what's the question?
The question I was asking earlier is, when you think about, would you? I mean, I kind of already asked this earlier in the last podcast, but when you think about this incredible run to the NBA Finals, it's just amazing.
Most dominant performance in playoff history.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
there were those Laker teams that came and but this
96 Bulls was good, had a nice little
yeah.
Warriors had a nice run. The Durant ones was interesting. We're doing great things. I'm super ecstatic, and I'm like H2, but I am not content. I want 4 more wins, and
100%.
that'll completely solidify it because. And I hear your point with Thibodeau thing too, with starting a lot of those realms and putting Mike Brown in, and Thibodeau has done an incredible job with getting that there. I don't want to take away from Mike Brown because I know the scenario is saying with like Mark Jackson setting it up and Steve Kerr. It's similarities, but it's not, because I think Mike Brown is proven as a head coach. He hasn't won a title as a head coach, but he's been on staffs where he's been an assistant with the Spurs, the Warriors. He led the 2008 Cavaliers to the NBA Finals with LeBron James and 11 nobodies. You know what I'm saying? So it was 11 nobodies. We're not even, no disrespect to Ilgauskas and I guess Anderson Varejao. It was 11 nobodies on that.
11 nobodies.
And Daniel Gibson, the one that caught that Game 6 heroics in the conference finals against the Pistons.
Yeah, he got $46 million because LeBron had him in the corner, and he never did anything else after that in 2-3 years. So Jonas Ilgauskas' knees was horrible. Anderson Varejao needed to go back to Brazil. Come on, that was 11 guys that were pros, but they couldn't do anything. And just LeBron, you know what I'm saying? But
LeBron played. Was Antoine Davidson on that team too or no?
No, not on that team that went to the championship.
Okay, all right.
That's
no, not a problem.
And Larry Hughes.
Larry Hughes.
Oh, was Larry Hughes? Okay. Mo Williams?
Larry Hughes, St. Louis University.
No, Mo Williams wasn't on that team. Mo Williams came the later ones that they tried to get to the finals but didn't. That was Daniel Gibson. I don't want to say Eric Snow. No. But Daniel Gibson, Larry Hughes, Anderson Varejao, Ilgauskas.
I think Eric Snow was on that team.
Eric Snow is the point guard. Those teams, those gritty, tough defensive teams.
Sasha Pavlovich. Don't forget about that.
Sasha Pavlovich.
The one that fought Jason Kidd.
Right. So, but nevertheless, the Knicks are making a great run. I think the fact that Mike is there, if Thibodeau would have been there this year, I don't know if we were doing this right now. He would have played all the guys 47 minutes, 82 games. They would have died by the first round or been injured. We wouldn't have been able, and he wouldn't have given the opportunity to these other guys to play. That's why Deuce McBride and other people weren't happy at the end of the year last year with the exit meetings, because it's like, yo, you got us here. We're working hard. The organization is telling us to do this, to play, and we can help, but you're not putting us on the court. You know what I'm saying?
Mike Brown is doing all of that. That's how Miles McBride was able to get those 3-point opportunities. It was knocking down shots like he's Stephen Curry on the court. Okay, bad comparison. But I'm saying that to say that he became more involved in the 3-point shooting.
That's not a bad comparison. Landry Shamet, he made his way. He made his way. He did what he had to do. Hold on. Go ahead now. We're gonna do the black joint.
Yeah, you got the black joint.
Yeah, black joint now. I'm sorry. Landry Shamet went 11 for 12 from the 3-point range this past
The
series.
last series,
Whenever
he missed 1 3.
he
He
shot
only missed one.
92%. 92%, bro.
And all that happened because the ball movement leading to open shots.
He had one that hit 2 pieces of the rim and went in. Oh my
And
God,
went
this boy done made 11 out of 12 threes in the Eastern
11 out of 12
Finals.
in the Eastern Conference Finals. When his number was called, he didn't play in the other. Like, he didn't even get burned.
You see
And
Shaman dunk? 2 hands? Last
two
game? Come on.
hands. Like, he can ball. He's a good two guard.
He's a very good
He's a
player.
really good two guard.
Mm-hmm.
And he can step in and, like, they don't need him to do that all the time. But the fact that he can go and do that and hit those open shots, and Deuce can hit those. Their bench players closed out series the last couple of series.
And you
Philly, it
got to
was
big up
Deuce.
Shamit too, because Shamit wanted to be a Knick, and he took
100%.
less money, and he
100.
was hurt last year, and he battled, and he
He
wanted
went to
to
the
be
G
here.
League.
Yes, he did.
He
Yes, he
came
did.
back from the G
Yes, he
League,
did.
wet chest. They went down his shoulder
Yeah.
and all that. And again, we're told that we have no shooting. We were
Yeah,
told
we're
that.
terrible. We're terrible.
We were told that we can't shoot. This is years. Oh, the Knicks have nobody to shoot the basketball. And I remember that in the Miami series a couple of years ago when Jalen Brunson and when he's first coming on, and when they lost to Miami, and we needed 3-point shooting, and Evan Fournier was sitting on the bench, and I'm like, yo, and he just had that
Always
10
say that.
game, and Evan Fournier was sitting right there. Last year, we're talking about we have no outside shooting, and Landry Shamet is right there on your bench. Deuce McBride is right there on your bench. Like, how are we saying we have no shooting when these guys can shoot lights out? Like, you know what I mean? And
Exactly.
it's all about
Try
opportunity.
not to use him. Look at Mike Brown. He's using everybody on the court.
Everybody.
Jose Alvarado.
This is definitely better than the Cavaliers team they coached 19 years ago to the NBA Finals for sure. When all you really had was LeBron James and 11 role players. This one, you have Jalen Brunson, Karl-Anthony Towns, Shaman, Mitchell Robinson, who's been a part of the Knicks franchise since 2018 when they're terrible.
Hey, Rafiq and H, I want you to listen and grasp to this one, because this is my other point to bring up for clickbait. New York is a special city and place and state. And honest to God, from all the New York teams, and I know people love the Yankees too. The Yankees definitely win, so it's easy to say that. I'm going to go on a limb, in my opinion. I think in New York State, the Knicks are loved. The Knicks are the number one New York loved professional team. That's to me. I think the Yankees are second. And I think the Yankees
by far
were only second because of the winning. You know what I'm saying? But which over years, because it's easy to run to a winner. You understand what I'm saying? Here goes the thing with this now. We got a lot of New Yorkers, and I get it, over the last 30, 40 years, a lot of old generation and some new generations that cling the wrong way, that have gone off the past of us not doing well. So now they're ultimate New York Knicks haters. They cannot stop no matter what. Like, the Knicks could be up 3-0 in the finals. This is just hypothetical. The Knicks could be up 3-0 in the finals in the fourth quarter, up 75 points with 3 minutes left. And a Knicks person, a hater would tell you they're trash. They're not going to win. It's not going to happen. This and that. So now I'm opening up. I'm going long-winded with this, but I'm opening up why I'm going to say this. The Knicks have been super dominant over the last 2 months in postseason. Stuff that most teams don't do in general. If you took the jersey off and put it to another team, everybody would glaze them and say, yo, this is the greatest thing since white on rice. We get there, do it in dominant fashion. Now the counteraction is you can't mess with the West. You can't beat nobody in the West. You're talking about a series where people are still playing because Brunson just had a cocktail right now. And I'm Josh Hart is hanging out at practice, and they're working on things while you're talking about that we can't beat who's on the West, but we're waiting June 3rd for the opponent. We can beat anybody in the NBA. We're not afraid of anybody. We love to start off on the road, and we're going to figure out how to silence everybody. I want the Knicks to win bad for me and New York. But I want the Knicks to stream bad. And I think I might
For the
make a post, and I
NBA.
never say this. I'm going to send a global post to say SMD to everybody, for every barbershop, for every crap, for all the. I got this crazy fool Saeed hitting me up, has no team, and talking about, you can't be partying with West. You get West, they haven't even got there. Don't talk to me
They're
about
not
something that's
finished. They're still in progress. You don't have a winner. I had somebody hit me up about, oh, the Knicks can't beat the Spurs. I said the Spurs aren't even there yet.
and we
We
beat
have
them
to
two.
get there. And we
And
beat them
two
two out
times
of
in the
three
regular
games, and it
season.
took
And you took him out of the
whatever
NBA
And he
Cup.
had to
You supposed
get
to ignore
Tom
that?
Maurice to beat us.
And then and you know what? My guy Wallace used to work security in Canarsie. I brag about winning the NBA Cup. He told me the NBA Cup is not a championship. Stop it.
It's like, yo, it's
we don't even
like
talk about that. We don't
we
even
don't even
care.
say we didn't put it up like all the other teams put up the cup banner. We said we have unfinished business.
Exactly.
So I am also tired of all these people who are talking about this right here. The Knicks did it, and not these are not your father's Knicks. I've been saying that. This ain't your dad's Knicks who suffered through that time. And unfortunately for Patrick Ewing, his 15-year career here with the New York Knicks, he had to go up against Michael Jordan. And this is why Michael Jordan is the GOAT.
Hakeem Olajuwon.
Michael Jordan stopped players from getting rings.
Yes.
LeBron James stopped nobody from getting rings. Steph Curry had the same amount of rings as him. Kobe Bryant has 5 rings, more than 5 rings. Tim Duncan got 5.
Well, LeBron James played in the NBA Finals more times than Michael Jordan, and he's the all-time leading scorer. So
and he also lost.
I love him. That's longevity.
Mm-hmm. And he also lost as man. You cannot be the GOAT by going somewhere and losing more than you won. That is it. Michael Jordan got there 6 times. None of the finals went to 6 to 7 games.
Nope.
He did it all in 6 games. And every final, he got finals MVP. He got 6 NBA finals MVP. Every time he got there, he won finals MVP, and none of them went to game 7.
Yeah,
LeBron
exactly.
went there 10 times.
And all that was before. And all that was before those bad seasons with the Washington Wizards.
They beat the Lakers 4-1. They beat the
Portland
4-2.
He beat the Portland Trailblazers. He beat the Phoenix Suns.
4-2.
He beat the Seattle Supersonics.
4-2.
Utah Jazz twice.
4-2.
And you know what? Yeah, let's just ignore the debate that Brian Walker had with his late friend, may God rest his soul. Let's ignore that when he told him that LeBron James in the same tier as Michael Jordan. You had like literally 3 years ago. Let's just ignore that. Because
so we can't beat nobody in the West, and we're terrible.
LeBron James, and I'm sorry, we're gonna get off of this. LeBron James, his career should be compared to Kobe Bryant, not Michael Jordan. This is why. Let me again. I had this debate yesterday. I said people skip over Kobe. This is why they skip over Kobe, because Kobe tried to be like Mike so much. He tried to be like Jordan so much that he was a carbon copy of Michael Jordan that people don't even, they like kind of, and it's crazy. And you think about it now, they just skip over Kobe Bryant. They don't say anything about they skip over him and go LeBron and Jordan. They don't even say nothing about it. Should be Kobe, LeBron.
You got a valid point because at least when Michael Jordan was in the vacuum of his career, Kobe played a couple games against him before Kobe became what he was at the end.
Of course,
God rest his soul.
I think the relatively point should be that the Knicks can play against anybody in the West, and that's no disrespect. The Spurs are a great team. Victor Wembanyama is an incredible talent. He is definitely the future, and if not the present of the NBA. He's an absolute paragon. And the Oklahoma City Thunder are a really good team.
Yeah, him and Ant-Man will be my favorite players when LeBron retires.
Yes, Shea Gilgeous, we know whatever people want to have issues with him, he's a great player. He's a 2-time MVP. The whole entire team is good. They're well coached. But for anybody that thinks that the Knicks are an anomaly and we're just happy to getting to the finals, and they think that we're just going to just get run down in the finals, is absolutely euphoric. And I'm going on a big limb right here. If the Knicks split any of the first 2 games in the finals, I'm guaranteeing you, I'll walk outside naked. I guarantee you they win in the finals. If they split any of the first 2 games on the road, put this for the word, they're winning the NBA finals. They lucky it's not 2-3-2. They lucky the format is
What
not
is it? What is it
2-3-2.
now? What is it?
It's 2-2-1-1-1. Back to the regular form.
2-2-1-1-1.
Regular series,
Okay.
right? Where compared to where it used to be 2-3-2. But I guarantee you,
Oh yeah.
they split.
2-3-2.
It's different. They wouldn't want to do that because if we split on that road
We
and we
never
got
coming
3 straight
back.
in the Garden, they're
ain't
dead. They're dead. But
Exactly.
so we're just gonna just worry about all the people that are trying to get to June 3rd while we're already at June 3rd.
And you're the same person. Exactly. This is what happens when we grow up as Knicks fans and being professionals in general. Because I remember a few years ago when the Knicks went home to Miami, and the season before that when we had that loss to New Jersey, had to beat up by 28 points. You did not think that they were going to be where they were right now, where they are right now. Excuse me. But I knew we just got to be patient with it.
Be patient, and they got a good
I told
team.
you that that Jalen Brunson-led Knicks team was going to make it to the NBA Finals. I told you in 2023, and you said at one point in 2023 that the Knicks have not won a championship in years. And I don't see the.
When you say you keep pointing. Who you talking to?
You, Ryan Walker.
Ryan Walker. You got to pull that up. That's a bunch of crap. That's a bunch of crap. What you saying right now is a bunch of crap.
I keep receipts.
Pull it up, please.
Ryan,
I told you the Knicks are going to do that.
Your fandom
I'm messing with you. I'm just saying that back in 2023, they were bad and egregious after losing to Miami in the second round of 2023.
What does that have to do with now? I told you Jalen Brunson I would never utter that because I'm not crazy with that type of proclamation.
I'm messing with you.
Oh, okay. I was about to say.
But nonetheless, these are exciting times. Even more exciting than New York Liberty.
Don't talk about that. They lost to Portland. I don't talk about that.
With the Portland Fire, you've only been in the league for 2 weeks.
And that girl almost made Sabrina fall. She almost made Breanna Stewart fall on that play to make that 3-pointer at the end of the shot. But I don't even want to talk about that one.
Let's go, Liberty.
Yes, Liberty.
Yeah, and then AZ Flood and Paige Beckers, they love playing at the Barclays Center during that. Yeah.
Oh wow.
I'm sorry. I know you said don't talk about it, but yeah,
they kicked our butt.
We'll get more to that because let's not forget the Liberty are dealing with the injuries and players are coming back from overseas. The season, somebody needs to tell them the season started already, and you're 3-4. You're about to go. You have 2 straight home games against a team that took you out in the first round after you won your championship in 2024. And even that championship run, it wasn't excitement to this multitude with the New York Liberty.
We just need them to get healthy, man. I can't really judge them until they all there. That's what's scary.
And you know what?
They got to be careful, though.
This question. Do you think that 2026 NBA championship for the New York Knicks will be way better and more of a better story than 2024 New York Liberty?
Of course.
Oh, yeah. Not even close, bro.
And why?
It's not even close. It won't even be close. And why? Why? Because the Knicks haven't won in over 50 years. Yeah. It's not even close.
We never won a championship before 2024.
Again, okay, and then I'm going to get into this, and I hope I don't get in trouble, but women's basketball, women's sports isn't as prevalent as men's sports.
Wow.
So it's...
He's right.
I'm being right.
They're getting somewhere, but it's not.
So we're supposed to be equally
you're telling me
when it comes down to that.
You're telling me the WNBA still has to depend on rival to get fans engaged into women's basketball.
So I think more men are into women's basketball and women's sports than women, and this is the debate that I have with women. So even if you're dating, if I say, "Hey, I got tickets to the Liberty game, baby," they're gonna be like, "Oh, you cheap? Why I can't go to the Knicks game with you? I can't." And they're gonna use a woman. A woman will say this, and you can put it out there, and you can say it, and you can take debates. If you could put this out here and say, "Hey, what would you rather go to a New York Knicks game or a New York Liberty game?" You tell a woman
95 of the women are going to say Knicks.
Mm-hmm.
And even you can ask the ballers. I talk to the Nickies and Renees and stuff like that, and I ask them about, what do you like? Even stuff you get more involved. You're like, I need y'all to get more involved with women's sports so that women's sports can go to that next level. These are conversations that I've had. I feel like even Kobe was doing so much for women's
I'm
sports.
sad that he passed away because he was gonna try to get them.
100%. So it was like he was trying to get them on that same thing. And I've been doing, even with women's panels, I do women's panels with Ballin for Peace. I've tried to get Queens Week. With Queens Week, we do the men's tournament, we give out money. I've tried to get a women's division. I have women who say, "Oh yeah, I'm going to do it." I hit them back up. Oh, sorry.
I do more women's. I do more WNBA players and NBA interviews. That's how badly women's basketball need to grow.
Yeah.
You know, with the show at Wavy World, you know, you've seen how we've incorporated high school girls because we know how
100%.
important it is.
So it's an avenue that needs to be pushed a lot more, not a little bit more. And I think women need to push it.
Yeah.
I think more women need to push it. There are men who are pushing these buttons and trying to get women to do more for women's sports than women. We need more women active on women's sports. We need more women players, former players, current players, speaking up about this stuff and doing more for women's sports.
Yes.
Rafiq, you know that you are in women's sports. How many? You don't have the same, let me do this. You don't have the same issues that you have when you're trying to cover women's sports than when you're trying to cover men's sports.
100%.
Is that true? What's your access like? You can go all the way in. You can get right to the WNBA women and talk to them and be in the block, everything.
I interview a lot of players for the WNBA ever since 2020 Wobble season. Ryan, you've seen the growth from that.
Well, that
credentials to a lot, and I've been credentialed to the finals where Liberty lost to the Aces and the USA basketball practices. So that's how badly women need to grow. Even with when I only get 10 views.
And you are new, and I'm not saying this in negatively, but you were new to the space and you had all access.
And that's and to illustrate
I've been to
on that
Broker Park
point,
interviewing women's basketball players.
Yeah.
To illustrate on that point, you know, what we do with the media part with everything, and God bless PD Nation and Joanne Pinnock and what she does, and you know, they was on the show. I did media day with Mike Walker in September that just passed for the Catholic League for the men's and the women's, the media day. And I got a media pass, which we all did there too, from Joanne. We got 2 passes that gave us entry to any Catholic League state game, New York City regular season and playoffs for women's through that. You can't get that in the men's game. That's nothing bad. I'm not poo-pooing on them. God bless her, because I went to a lot of games and I made sure I covered them. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is that if I got to go ask the PSALs for a pass and I'm wavy, even I get denied. You know what I'm saying? And I'm on the there goes the world right there. So back to the original question is, if the Knicks win, not even gender-wise, the New York Knicks, and this is why it's going to be bigger than the Liberty and anything. Bro, do you see how the New York Knicks are so important to the economics and the eyes and the capitalism of winning in the NBA and the sports world? Do you understand that, Rafiq? Do you understand how important, like, look how the Knicks, that's why they always say when the Knicks are doing well, they don't have to win a championship. It's very relevant towards the NBA and life and money, because we are the biggest multimedia in New York and California are the biggest multimedias in the United States of America. So when teams are doing well there, all eyes are to it. 53 years without a chip and change, 20-something years of not going to the finals, many generations of... I had to speak to Mike Walker. Mike Walker was born in 1958. Mike Walker was born in 1958. He was fortunate to be around for the 2 championships in his high school years. How many people can you call on your phone right now that can tell you that they was there or could see or could remember vivid moments of 1973, 1994, 1999? I know we can't, H.
We can talk about, but we were kids. We were
kids.
We were babies.
Even young. 9 times 73. We don't know what that feel is.
I had no clue.
Right.
And that's why and that's why you have Walt Clyde Frazier, arguably the greatest Knick of all time, right behind you. I didn't see it.
Yeah,
I said the other day,
I was alive at the time.
Oh yeah. And I haven't watched, I have never watched a full game of Walt Clyde Frazier. I've never watched it.
How can we?
Like even on
I really
highlights,
watched those games and stuff on
even on,
Marbury and Carmelo Anthony before Jalen, and the days before post Carmelo Anthony before Jalen Brunson.
I've never
That's it.
watched it. So it's like, and even people who are speaking on it now, there's some people who could speak on it but they like super old. They're not on content. They're not doing this. They're not publicly here doing it. Mike Walker could talk on it. But again, even him, he could know the game and all that and say, yo,
Well, I just brought him in to say, because I'm trying to find people like, yo, bro, how did it feel? Because he said to me, he's like, yo, you guys generate. I said, no, I wasn't 700 years old, but I remember 94. Trust me. And I remember 99. I was in high school, but we didn't win.
My mother was the biggest Knicks fan. And that's something like my mother. I was a Bulls fan growing up. I was Chicago Bulls. I was Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen. My mom was one of the biggest Knicks fans that there were ever.
She converted you?
She couldn't. I was a young boy. I was very stubborn. I was in the house with the Bulls hat on, where everybody, my whole family, got the New York Knicks joint on. I became a Knicks fan when I went to college. I became a huge Knicks fan. It took me moving away from California.
That's a lot later than I did. I became a Knicks fan in high school.
Can you explain that and why? I understand.
So it took me to be away from New York to really support my city. I couldn't be one of these people. Again, I became a man in California. I became more conscious of what I'm doing. It's like, how am I cheering for a city that I don't even like, Chicago, I haven't went to Chicago at that time. I didn't really have no ties to Chicago. The Bulls, they were going through that trash and, it wasn't the same. So I'm like, why am I? And then, I became a fan of a player, Allen Iverson, after the Bulls. I wasn't a fan of a team. I became a fan of a player. I was a fan of Allen Iverson. But when I was younger, I was a Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen. Like that was it was like, yo, these guys are fucking this is what basketball is all about. And Scottie Pippen he was my favorite player until he, stopped playing. And Allen Iverson, but before that, after that, it was him and Allen Iverson. But that's how I became a Bulls fan. But my mother was one of and I thought about my mom during this time. And I'm like, damn, I wish my mother could see this. Like, you know what I'm saying? See what's going on with the Knicks. And it was like, kind of like the other day, I'm like, damn, my mother, because I've been on Earth longer now than I had my mom while I was, I've been on Earth longer without my mom than I had her on Earth with me, if that makes sense. I've lived long enough to be without her longer than I had her in my life. So but I thought about her the other day and I was like, man, I was by myself and I was like, yo, my mother would be really, really proud of the Knicks right now. So it was like, my mother was a huge Knicks fan, used to have like cookouts and have everybody come over and everything like that for the Knicks. And Jordan broke their hearts all the time, you know what I'm saying? But, Patrick Ewing unfortunately had to go up against Michael Jordan. And or the Knicks would have had more championships. And I can say that about Patrick Ewing. He was a staple here in New York. And I don't mean to come off as disrespectful when I say Jalen Brunson is the greatest Knick of all time. It's just the impact that this guy has had in the 4 years that he's been here, making it to the conference finals, making it to the championship, making it to the playoffs every single time that he's been here. Getting out of the first round.
Yes. Giving us a playoff series win. That was so huge.
Giving us the playoff series win. So in the last 21 years, the Knicks has won a total of 8 games. 8 playoff games in 21 seasons.
Yeah, I can relate because...
And then Jalen Brunson came here and in his 4 years, they've won 35 games, bro.
They won 11 in the last month and a half straight. And that's a great point you just brought up too, H. And I'll explain
21 years, only winning 8 games.
8 games.
And then you have that's the Carmelo Anthony era.
Yeah. You know what, H? College made me super New York. The only out-of-state team that I cheer for, and y'all know this, is Duke University. I will never change with that. I always support all the metropolitan teams. You know what we do with high school basketball. So there's no way I can't support all the metropolitan teams, especially when we know guys like Speedy, we know guys like the what you call it at LIU. What's my man down there? Ross Strickland, a lot of the guys, so on and so forth. But when I went to college in 2001, that really woke me up to be a New Yorker. Because I was a Giants fan but I kind of got that later. I was always a Yankees fan, big Rangers fan, Knicks fan. But after going to school in PA, and especially the Philadelphia area, and seeing how passionate
They ride for their teams.
and loyal, they're passionate and they loyal. They support their city and town. New York, we have such an opinion. And like I told people that, I said, listen, nobody can tell anybody to like. But I was just saying, even after, if your team is not there doing well and you live in New York, you work here, you pay taxes, you run around, you'll be proud to say you're from New York when it talks about getting a chopped cheese or a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich or taking the train or wearing a dressing or talking like this. And then now a New York team is doing well and it's like, yo, I don't mess with the Knicks. Like, bro, you still could support your hometown without necessarily being a fan for it because it represents the town. And that's when I became super New York. I will never cheer for anybody's outside team, excluding Duke, with out showing love to our hometown. We got so many people here that have turned their back on Knicks. People are. And listen, happy Rafiq, Crash Brother Patrick. I wish he was here because with St. John's doing so well and the Knicks, he would be on cloud nine. And my other uncle, who's not here no more, big Knicks fan. I'm sad that they're not here, but that used to be my issue with the Mets and the Yankees. It's like, Mets is not in it. Yankees is there. How can you support Boston beating New York? How can you support another team beating New York when it's New York? Because you have so much hate for the individual team with the rivalry, but it's still New York. If the Giants are out and the Jets are doing good, I'm never going to say, yo, I want the Patriots to beat the Jets. That's crazy. They're from New York. You know what I'm saying? By accident, I got to support it. If the Yankees is not in there and the Mets is doing good, as much as I have a suspicion for the Mets, I'm not going to go and say, man, I want the Philadelphia Phillies to beat the Mets. Man, I want the Los Angeles Dodgers to beat the Mets. That's just not, loyalty to your city. So everybody that's continuing to hate and, deception.
Just let them be.
Yeah, let them be. We can't beat the West. We suck. We're this, we're that. We're going to figure it out.
And this is exactly why I keep saying we're at the if it's OKC, we're not getting swept. If it's San Antonio, we're taking them out. But then again, we can take out both teams.
Listen.
When you say OKC not getting swept, that means you don't believe we could beat them.
I don't
because oh my God.
When you say, look what you just said. You said San Antonio, we could beat OKC, we're not getting swept. So somewhere in your heart, Mr. Picking receipts on me, you don't believe they could beat Oklahoma City. You don't believe 100% because you would have said it. I'm just quoting you.
And it's cool. Hold on. And it's cool.
Because you're afraid of them.
It's okay. You can. I want OKC. I want OKC. I'm tired of people saying the Knicks. Yo, they couldn't beat the Pistons. The Pistons didn't get there.
Want to play in Space Jam Monstars. Let them get the guys from Space Jam.
Okay, you know what, Haron? I agree with you on something because people told me the Pistons are better. We beat the Pistons the first. No. Hold on. The everybody keeps saying the Celtics and the Pistons were going to be a threat to the Knicks getting to the NBA Finals.
And they didn't even
get to beat the Knicks. We beat both teams to get to the conference finals a year ago. So what are we talking about here? That means at least going to next season, we're going to be the piece of the East.
Hold on. And then both those teams took those other teams to Game 7, and we gave them both belts. 4-0. 4-0.
I don't want to hear nothing about. Hey, you know what? Man, I was watching First Take. Hold on. I was watching First Take, and Mad Dog had the nerve to say that the Knicks had an easy road.
I like him,
and the Eastern Conference is trash. The Knicks got through the NBA Finals.
Only when the Knicks do something, that's when they stink.
We'll be like this, waiting, getting another 8-9 days of rest, getting out, licking our wounds, and healing up, and getting right. And have that rest. Imagine that rest.
We won Monday. The next finals is Wednesday. We still have another 7.
another 7. And
that's a joke. We'll play whoever's there.
We're gonna play whoever's there. And we're gonna do what we gotta do, and we're gonna win.
Yeah.
Listen, we're not content, bro. I'm not happy. Yo, I am happy that we made it to the finals. I am happy as a fan that we got to the point where I've been talking about us getting to. But we still have work to do, and we will
Yep.
do
4 more wins.
We will
still got
win.
work to do.
You know what it is? I can't see anybody beating us 4 times.
We can't. You really can't. You know
Can't
what?
see somebody giving us
know what?
belt 4 times.
And you know what? And Ryan,
It comes down to that.
and you know what? You mentioned this because we both love to see the New York Giants win two championships in 4 years. And I mean, it takes to add on further. Do you think the 2026 NBA think a possible championship for the 2026 New York Knicks will be better than the 07 and 2011 New York Giants?
Absolutely.
Yo, it trumps everything. Rafiq, this is what you don't understand, man.
This is going to be the greatest championship in New York sports history if they win.
History, bro.
Mm-hmm.
History, bro.
Think about New York.
Hold on, I got another take. When we won back in the 70s, 69, 63, 73, and what 60,
69, 70 season, 72, 73.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Right? When we won, there were only 14 teams.
That's
in the
true.
NBA.
Yes, that's
the
true.
NBA was not that. It wasn't the NBA that we know it to be today.
That's very
the
true.
NBA became the NBA how it is today when Michael Jordan came to the NBA in '84 and they were going Larry, but we were on tape delay. The NBA was not the NBA.
Hey.
Right?
Yes, 100%.
Now it's a global thing. This will be the biggest championship of all time.
Yes. The only thing. All right, look at it like this. The New York Islanders won 4 Stanley Cups in a row. They're the last major professional team to win 4 in a row from New York, Long Island. The Rangers have 4 Stanley Cups. They didn't win. It was like a 50-something year drop before they won with Mark Messier in 1994, which was absolutely great. But they had won 3 before. Yeah. And the Giants,
Knicks and Rangers they were doing that at the same time. Both went to the finals. Yeah,
Messier
that
was in the finals at the same time.
If the Knicks would have won then in '94,
wow. Now here goes the thing. The reason you said Rafiq, the Giants, the reason why it's way more even important than that 08 one. Now I know why you're saying that too. During one of those runs, they beat an 18-0 New England Patriots team, and they beat them another time again. But you have to remember the Giants won in the 80s. The Giants and the Jets had a lot of fun in the 80s in New York, just in case you didn't know. The Jets didn't win in the 80s, but they had this group called the New York Sack Exchange. I'll let you go Google it after this, and I'll let you figure out the history of the New York Jets. But the Jets and the Giants had a nice time in the 80s in New York. Trust me. They won Super Bowls, and they did things. The Jets didn't win a Super Bowl, but they were good. So the fact that they were good in the 80s and still decent in the 90s with a decline and won later on, it's not going to trump it. This is 50-something years. And then you have to remember that New York is a basketball town. We love football. We love football. We love the NFL. The Giants and Jets do not play in New York. I'm not one of those guys. They play in New Jersey. So the basis is Jersey, New York, Long Island, a lot of that. Bro, the Knicks are the epicenter of New York. Rafiq, the Yankees were in the World Series 2 years ago against the Dodgers. I guarantee you the average person doesn't know from New York. Only baseball fans and New York fans and sports fans know. People know the Knicks is in the finals. You understand what I'm saying? The Yankees got embarrassed by the Dodgers 2 years ago. Trust me, I know. My pillow got a lot of tears on it.
Yeah,
my pillow got a lot of tears. Okay?
And then Soto leaves right after. Wow.
And Soto leave for $810 million to be a loser, but he can buy Dominican Republic again. God bless him and his kids. Send him to private school. You have $810 million. So that's what you wanted. But
hold on, sidebar. The Mets are coming. They're back into doing well again. No,
they're not. They beat the Yankees. They beat the Yankees 2 out of 3. They thought that was their World Series because it's only important to beat the Yankees.
Are they at least?
They're 22 and 33.
They're still in last place after beating the Yankees. Every other series after that, they lost 2 out of 3 and 3 out of 4. Every team they played. The Nationals. Do you want me to do this? Don't get me pissed off.
I was. They were on a. Yeah.
They beat the Yankees 2 out of 3, and they went back to who they are because the only thing that's important to the New York Mets fans and fan base is beating the Yankees. All the other 156 games mean nothing because the Yankees are the most important person to beat.
Yeah.
That's the only time you don't
Let me
get
not
Queens
get you
love. I'm glad
started,
you didn't
man.
pick the Mets in your life. You're a
No,
Yankees
no,
fan.
I'm
You're
a
a smart
Yankee
man.
fan. I'm a big Yankee fan. I'm a
But
Yankee and I'm a Yankee and Knicks and
Yeah.
I'm a
You
Jets
know
fan
what?
in
I'm
football.
not even going to
Not a
bother
Giants
asking
fan.
if this run's better than the 2024 World Series team with the Yankees.
It's the best run
Definitely better
ever,
than that.
bro.
ever.
Definitely better than
Best
that.
run ever, bro.
I already asked about I mean, I kind of had to ask that because remember, 07 York Giants had no expectations to make it to the Super Bowl, going as the 16th.
That's true. That's true.
In
Yeah.
2011, they came in with the least amount of wins by a division team. They had no expectation with a Super Bowl, but
I
they
think that was
happened
more of a
anyway.
shock than
The
anything.
Yankees, excuse me, the Knicks, they expected to make it to the NBA Finals. That they do not expect to be OKC. That's why I
No. We didn't expect it.
Were they
No,
really
hold on.
expected to go to the
We wasn't
finals?
expected.
the Knicks expected to go to the NBA Finals.
No.
The guys in the locker room or the world?
No. They
In
were
the world.
told. They were told if the Knicks don't go, if you don't go to find, you can damn near lose your job. Like that was, it was almost like the last dance, right? The last dance was like, this is it. So
Before
the
the
Knicks
playoffs
had to,
started, everybody told me the Pistons, the Celtics, and the Cavs were
anybody
all
else.
better in the East, and they were going to beat us, and that we were not getting Stephen A. Smith, who flip-flops all
He's
the
a
time.
clown.
I can't believe yo, Stephen A., you really from Hollis, Queens?
That's
Because you make
crazy.
you make my guys on
He's
Murdoch,
looking
and you make my
bad.
guys
Yeah.
in North OCP. You make Chuck Vance and
Wow.
them guys flip over twice, bro. Are you from Hollis? What part? Wait, somebody please send me the block that Stephen A. Smith grew up on.
Well, you can look it up on his interviews with CBS Sunday Morning. They'll show you.
I don't gotta look up nothing. I'll go to the blocks myself.
Mhm. See what he talking
I
about.
walk
Pull up on
around
Stephen
Queens
A.
a
on the
lot.
block.
But
I don't know how often you go to Hollow Squeeze, but it's obviously.
I was just there yesterday. You know who Lady Walker is? I'm the voice of Strong Island. Murdoch, Chicken Box, Queen. Besides Long Island, I practically live in Queens.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Hollow Squeeze.
Queens get the money.
Mhm.
Queens get the money.
But they gotta just do better. We're gonna be fine. We'll that. On a reality tip, the Spurs are good. Oklahoma City is good. Anybody that thinks that we can't compete is very disrespectful and blasphemous. That just shows you the hate. It just tells you. Just look at how can we not compete? We beat the Spurs. Regular season is not a direct correlation to postseason. I always say that, but we beat the Spurs 2 out of 3. We practically beat them 3 times, excluding Julian Champagny. We played OKC very good in both of the games. We split with them last year. They swept us this year, but that's not a direct correlation to say that they're
our
not going to
team
be playing
was,
that
we
same
didn't have our
team.
whole team.
Nope.
When we played them, we weren't at full
That's
force. We were
true.
at full force. Even when we lost to the Pistons and all that, I'm like, yo, we're not at full force.
Mm-hmm.
Jack didn't play, Mitch didn't play, all these. And then the Pistons, that was their Super Bowl, was beating us because
we kicked their
beat
butts
them
in the
in the
postseason.
playoffs. And that was that. And then I remember they're like, nah, we're not gonna give you opportunity. OG gonna sit, Cat gonna sit, Mitch gonna sit. Like we didn't even.
That was
care.
the last game, right? Yes. They're a joke. It's a. That's why I want to win. I want to win so bad. Let me tell you something, Rafi. Since you brought up a point, when the Giants won in 2008, let me tell you something. For 365 days, I killed everybody that killed me for years. I was going into barbershops and I used to get killed for liking the Giants. You hear me? I used to get murdered. When they won in 2008, nobody couldn't tell me nothing. I found every receipt and every person, and I made sure for 365 days, I told them, we won the Super Bowl. You can't take it from me, and go sit down. I had Cowboys fans that's still waiting for a ring. Told me we would never win. The Eagles just started winning now, and Eagles fans will talk crap to me. And before their 2 rings, these last 2 years, they never won anything. Since we're talking about, everybody always wants to talk bad about my Knicks, and H20 just mentioned the Bulls, nothing bad. You know what's so crazy? You take away the Bulls drafting Michael Jordan, the Chicago Bulls franchise have nothing. They have Derrick Rose with a few years that did good with Joakim Noah. Tell me what else the Bulls did as a franchise.
Nothing.
Before the Warriors started winning, because people think they know sports. Before the Warriors started winning, how good were they? I will dare to find a New York. I will dare to find a Golden State Warrior fan in New York 12 years ago.
Don't forget about the Warriors when against the Mavericks in 8-1 seed matchup in 07 that took out the.
They won the first round and went home and lost. I'm talking about championship winners.
Yeah, you're right.
Bro, 20 years ago, I promise you, I couldn't find a Golden State Warrior fan in New York. I promise you.
Me neither.
Yeah.
But people run with these cultural trends.
They didn't exist.
H just said it. People, not H. We grew up during Jordan, so it's different. You're a Bulls fan. Never been to Chicago. Never been to Indiana. Yeah. Can't even spell Chicago. Don't even know the capital. Don't even know the mayor. Don't even know. You know what I'm saying? You know nothing about it. You just riding with it, and you in a city. Not H. You in a city every day. How can people say you're from the greatest city in the world and not support what's here?
Yeah.
Somebody will support the thought on the corner, a chopped cheese, a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, right? Everything else with New York, walk and talk. Yo, I don't like the Knicks. Why?
Yeah, why?
Win. Bro,
what? You don't even know what's going on. Yeah.
We're not going to win every year. We're not.
The Yankees have 27 titles. Have the Yankees won since 2009?
No.
I'm not going anywhere. It hurts. But it is what it is. You from New York. And I watched it, and what H was saying, I went to Cheney University of Pennsylvania. When the Yankees were in the World Series 2001 against the Arizona Diamondbacks, mind you, the people, I went to a HBCU school. Black folks don't have the attention span for baseball. I'm just, not no more, but they should, because that's how we got integrated. These guys in Philly worry about football first. They love the Eagles, and then basketball. Allen Iverson was there, so it was important. The Yankees lost in the World Series to the Diamondbacks. Yo, you should have heard the hallway of my dorm. It sounded like Belmont Racetrack. I heard 700 feet running down the hallway. They banged on my door and said, "New York, you lost. You suck. The Diamondbacks is blah, 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 blah." They didn't tell me about the World Series, the whole playoffs. They didn't remember that we won 3 out of the last 4 championships. You know what they cared about? This city lost. And this is why I'm telling people that even if you don't like the team, when the things are out, support. Because if you go to Philly, they like the Philly teams. You go to Detroit, they like the Detroit teams.
Boston, they like the Boston team.
You think we could...
If you ever been to Boston's airport, they have all the championships for all their teams.
I respect Boston. Hey, H, you think the Knicks could pack out Boston and do like we do everything else? Hell no. They're not. We're gonna be there, but they're not gonna allow us to do like we did in Atlanta, Philly, and everywhere else. You know why? Because Boston people are loyal and they fuck with their dogs. Trust me when I tell you. You understand what I'm saying? So it's just really bothersome sometimes to see how we are not supportive of the team. And I guarantee you, if the Knicks win, all those people that have been closet Knicks haters for a while are going to come back on the party. I promise.
You're telling me. I went to this panel I went to this coach panel where Aaliyah interviewed Breanna Stewart. I met this one lady. She's a Laker fan, but she rooted for the Knicks to win.
Yeah.
You know what, man? When my Knicks were having their playoff drought from 2014 all the way until 2020, this idiot was when he's driving in the parkway, he would literally stop for a minute just to tell me, "Yo, your Knicks is garbage, man," and then drive off. I was like, "Oh, damn, go away,
man!
Go away." Yo, that's why I go to school all the time to roast you every time my Knicks win a major get a major win that I can be proud of, like I do right now. And if he did not retire, it would have been the same thing.
Frank Stan, for anyone who's not a fan of the Knicks. You heard?
Yeah, I ain't saying
Frank Stan.
I ain't even saying that, man. Oh man,
they gotta do better, man. But it's great to see what's happening with the city right now and the camaraderie.
Yeah.
You walk outside with a Knicks man, they're flagging you.
Yeah, I see a lot of growth from the time I started watching Knicks basketball in 2005 when they were losing, when they were 23, 33, 23, 32, 29. before
Danny
Melo was
Anderson,
stabbed.
Louis Amundsen, Malik Rose,
Eddie Curry.
Eddie Curry, Alex Fed,
Three.
Marty Collins,
Three playoff appearances, one first round win, no championship.
Jerome James.
Then another drought. We had 2 seasons where we tanked. 2015, we probably would have had Carlton Towns if we had won the lottery in 2015. No, we get the number 4 pick and get Kristaps Porzingis. Carlton Towns only made the playoffs like 3 times and made the Western Conference Finals in 2024 before inevitably coming to my Knicks.
Kristaps Porzingis. Hey man, it's great to see what's going on.
This is saying Kristaps. And now Carlton Towns is on the Knicks and he's grown our franchise a lot. Jalen Brunson. My guy Wallace told me Jalen Brunson was not worth the bag. I told him he's going to get the championship currency one day. Don't sleep on him.
He did walk out.
And look where he's at right now. A conference champion MVP.
Well, shoot. We came off cheaper, Brunson. We're going to have to give him the bag now.
Yeah. And Brunson took deals and everything. That's what a real winner does. I kind of keep going back because this post is going insane. It's still going crazy. Where I said Jalen Brunson is more skilled than Kyrie Irving. Jalen Brunson does more with his capability and his skills than I believe Kyrie Irving does with his skills.
And he showed it to work.
Kyrie Irving has he's so special. He has everything that he can. And again, championship pedigree. He won a championship, but no one even cares. No one cares. No one looks at him as a champion. No one looks at Kyrie Irving like he is a champion. Like Steph Curry,
which is bad because he's a great player. But I know you're 100% right.
They don't look at Kyrie. They're like,
we talk about his skills and his dribbling more than the fact that he was an NBA champion and he made the 3-point.
This is crazy. It's crazy.
Right?
After going through a 2019 offseason where we had the worst record tanking just to get the number 3 pick in RJ Barrett, who brought us at the beginning of where we are right now, by the way. Only missed the playoffs 2 times ever since he had RJ Barrett, but nobody thinks about that. Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving didn't want to pick the Knicks, but no, they both went to Brooklyn. Look how that worked out. 1 playoff series win, first round exit almost every other time. Have a good night. Now Brooklyn's tanking.
Mm-hmm. And I love Kyrie, but Kyrie's the reason why Durant didn't come
was what the Brooklyn Nets, when they had KD, Kyrie, and Harden was supposed to be. But they couldn't even beat the Milwaukee Bucks.
Crazy.
Yeah, and we do love Kyrie, and Kyrie's the guy and stuff, but Kyrie is the reason why Durant is not here. Because they had Durant wanted to be here. Now I see his headlines, he wants to come back. I'm like, yo, bro, like, come here.
Where to Brooklyn? Where?
Not
with us.
I don't know how true it is because they did make up a lot of clickbait. I was looking more into it. I was like, you want to come here now? Oh, okay,
I don't think he would say that. He's in Houston. Yo, Durant is would you take Durant? Yeah. Like Adam, and Durant's like the girl who everybody like loves but won't wife. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Kevin Durant is the girl who everyone loves. But is she wifey? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that's my wife.
Trust the big button to smile.
I can't. I'm never not gonna. When she hit me, I'm never not gonna hit her back. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's who Kevin Durant is. He's like the. All right, what's up? Like, you always gonna get a response from. Right. That's the.
Kyrie Irving is a reason because, and you know what? We don't need to talk about that. All the sitting down because he didn't want to take the shot, so he decided to just wait till they'll take the shot is no longer required before he came back on the court. Nice.
Yeah, he the one who started all that stuff and really like kind of ended that for a lot of people and teams and stuff like. But he it's like he imploded the team by himself. He implodes teams. Like Kyrie goes places and like literally screws things up. Like it's like he went to Boston. What happened? They couldn't wait to get rid of him. Right? He was in the Cavaliers. He like, yo, you just want to chip, bro. Chill, bro. Like he wanted demanding a trade to get out of there. Like, what happened, fam? Like, you good? You all right?
At least
You know,
the
so
best
like,
Dallas Mavericks is more believable when he got into the finals 2 years ago.
well,
And you
and
look
again,
at the-
as the number two, he's not the A1. And this is why I picked Jalen Brunson over him, because Jalen Brunson is the guy. There's a lot of guys on the team, right? And we have a team, but who is the face of the team? Jalen Brunson. When Kyrie Irving was the face of the Brooklyn Nets, what happened? Nothing. When he was the face of the Boston Celtics, what happened? Nothing. First round exit. Bye. Pack him up. Get him out of here. What they do without him? When he
They
got
went to
hurt,
the Eastern
what they do
Conference
without him?
Finals, and
Went
Tatum
to the
dunked on
Eastern,
LeBron that year, and they didn't win, but they almost got
but
there with kids.
these are the same players that Kyrie had and did nothing with.
I know nobody will ever say it. H knows the deep story. And like I said, Kyrie, I love you too. I see you in the summertime, no issues. But does everybody know that when Kyrie was on the Cleveland Cavaliers, he got into a disagreement
Yeah,
with Deion Waiters, and Deion Waiters punched him in his face and broke his nose, and that's why he was wearing the shield thing on there? Does anybody know that?
yeah, of course. I mean, the real hoopers know that. Real hoopers know that.
They try to say, "Oh, Kyrie got hurt. He didn't get hurt in that game. He didn't break his nose." We know what happened. They traded Deion Waiters after that. Eventually, you know what I'm saying. But as great as Kyrie is, he has like you said, an interesting way of making things. When he's there, things implode, and he's a great player, and he's an NBA champion. But just like you said, like, why did it happen like that at Boston? Why didn't Cleveland not work out? And then when LeBron came, then you start winning. Why? Everywhere it's just something everywhere. Brooklyn came, the whole pandemic thing, and then you don't want to play. I mean, Nike did wrong with it, but it's like it's always something. I'm a Duke fan. I remember Kyrie played 12 games at Duke and got hurt, and then played 1.5 college games, 2 games after that in the tournament. So for Kyrie's great, but as a winner, as a leader, and as a person, if we're ever comparing any of those two with Jalen Brunson, it's not even a conversation. He
Never a
hasn't
conversation.
shown
Or at
that
least
he can
hopefully
lead.
when Jalen Brunson gets a championship this year.
I'll take Brunson over Kyrie, and Kyrie's a great talent and player.
Yeah, definitely great. All right, before we wrap it up, Ryan, you guys do some promos for your upcoming one-on-one tournament you're going to be hosting this Saturday. I'm going to you hit the floor.
Yeah, we got to get everything out the way. May 30th at the program gym downtown, of course, Brooklyn. We'll be there. 16 high school kids, 8 matchups, a lot of top kids. Ray Kennard will be there. Josh Swish will be there. There's a lot of AJ Moody, Nazareth. So with 40 killing those guys, I'll be down there doing the one-on-one high school thing. Big shout out to Zero Tolerance, my guys. Ching and those guys for Kedard, everybody for giving me a call to come out and go do it. And we're going to captivate that and keep doing what we're doing. So that's May 30th this Saturday in Brooklyn, and everybody knows what the big extravaganza is, man. Of course, Takeover. We have the Final Four going on this weekend. Championship should end next week, and it's great. But June 20th, man. June 20th, Queens College.
Bowling for Peace. Let's
Ballin
get
for
it.
Peace. Year X.
It's
Celebrities, content creators, scouts, recruiters, Tippy, Wavy World. I mean,
Justin
H2O
Bright.
Thomas,
We got Humble Development there as well
Humble
too. You know what I'm
Development.
saying?
Wooter's still
Mabel,
apart, right? Wooter.
Scooter.
You know what I'm saying? NBA 2K26. We're not even going to talk to you about what we got loaded, man. We got a lot of things loading. Y'all going to see a lot of things. All the high school kids, y'all going to be so happy. And I ain't even going to talk about what's going to do it no more. Just pop out and do the right thing. We're going to take care of y'all. And it's going to be a great day. And I think H always will market and promote the right way, but he ain't never lying. This is going to be the biggest
The
one
biggest one.
ever, and
Yeah.
yet, like this.
I've been saying the ever word and the biggest one ever. I've been saying that a lot lately, and that's just the sign of growth.
Yeah.
We've been growing. All of us. Rafiq, your first event was Ballin for Peace in 2019.
In person covered event. And although I've covered events before that, although I've covered basketball and sports in general before I started Nothing But That Sports Talk, everything started with this. And look what happened. Here I am stacked with credentials to Big East.
Everything.
Guns,
but you see,
WNBA.
Rafiq and H, we have all the right like this soup that's brewing up is scary. Like Slim the announcer is so dynamic. I'm so dynamic. H is so dynamic. You guys don't even know what Thomas does behind it. People don't even know who that gentleman is and the work
And you know
that he
what?
does behind closed
Well, I'm not
doors.
getting that many views for this. That's fine because
It's all good.
when I share with people and I get hired, they're gonna wonder where I get the talent from.
Correct. You know, there
St.
were a
John
lot of
students.
people. H on the phone right now. I think you seen what we've been doing in the lab for years and how we grown. There were a lot of people that didn't believe in me. You understand what I'm saying? And I got two gentlemen from Queens that did believe in me, and my guys from the takeover. You know what's up? You talk about me not go. I should move to Queens. Queens love me. The Long Island do love me. I love you too. But I got around some gentlemen that have put me in positions to do things, and we've got the right brew of success with the right people around us. With Slim, all the people that's a part of doing what we're doing, that this is going to be so great. Coach Tippy, Wooter, all these different humble, like June 17th, that's going to be great. We're going to be at Brooklyn. We're going to do a run. I don't even want to talk about the other stuff on air. That's
I
going to
want
happen
to
because
get
we're going to wait
I
for
want
it.
to get prom there
For
the
June
run.
17th, that's a
Yes.
Tuesday,
Let's
right?
get prom. Yeah, that's a Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Yeah,
Let's
and
get
you know
prom there.
what?
I'm gonna hit
And you know what? To pick up the
Check his
story.
work schedule.
And you know what? And I know, and I'm gonna be as brief about it as possible. I mean, all that growth led to me doing everything I'm doing at St. John's. You already know what I'm doing at St. John's. I'm not gonna say it, but yeah, sadly, only for the media stuff I was involved in, all that stopped. I already
You know what's
told
crazy,
you story,
Rafi?
I already told you story, Ryan and Ron. Ron, and I'm not going to get into much. Do you know I got waitlisted in WRED TV, Torch Report, and WSGU this year? I told Ryan, I told your story, Ron, all because too many people felt uncomfortable.
Right.
It's too
Quote unquote.
It's for people. It's usually people that are trying to learn about team production. You already have experience. That's all they're saying to me. I was like, just because. Oh my God! You know what? That's as far as I'm going to go with that story.
Yeah. And guess what? Two of the people that believed in you before anybody believed in you are right here on this show right now.
right here. That's it, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So listen, Rafiq, anytime you call me, anytime Wavy call me, it's up. We good. So at the end of the day, we got what we need here.
Oh, because I'm too experienced. You're never too experienced for clubs organization at any school.
That's a bunch of crap. That's what they try to tell you.
You're never too experienced. What if Cheney University did that to you?
What?
For a newspaper just because students felt uncomfortable because of you? What if they let you go before you became news editor after your first semester, first year?
That couldn't happen because I'll be driving to Pennsylvania right now, 2 hours quietly by myself. I would take the Chinatown bus and get extremely inebriated as I'm there. And then once I get on campus, my alumni would hear a lot from me. They would see the difference.
If it happened to you while you were a student.
They would hear a lot from me.
If that would happen while being a student.
But it's good. We're good. We're in a different space. Again, June 20th is going down.
Exactly.
Queens College. I need everybody from Queens to come out.
Please.
If you from New York, you gotta be there. If you from the tri-state area, you gotta be there. This is gonna be the most monumental moment. Fresh, I just got him to lock in. He's gonna do his song. It's the 10-year anniversary of Wait a Minute. Ho, wait a minute. He's gonna be there. Our performance is MRG.
Feeling good today. All of my bills is paid.
He performing. My boy Graf is performing. And we might have a surprise from Joyner Lucas. Let's keep that. You know what I mean? No, in fact, let's push that, right? Joyner Lucas.
The big leagues, are they dumb?
Out the big league. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Steph G. You know what I mean? Everybody who's gonna be performing, Sexy Lexi, it's going down.
Sorry, Fred.
Flowers, man, be there performing. Everybody and their mama gonna be there. You should be there again, June 20th. Get your tickets now. ballinforpeacex.org. That's BALLIN, the number 4, the word peace.
Yes.
X.org. Right? Let's do it.
And now this episode of Nothing But That Sports Talk with Fink Luzon, Ryan Walker, H20. Have a good night.
20 Ballin, peace. Gotta love it, Al.